Great.
Hi, Adam. Thanks for
Hey.
helping my project.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Did you know that NASA is going back to the moon?
I did. Yeah, the Artemis rocket.
Yeah.
I was in Orlando waiting for the launch, but unfortunately it was weather delayed, so
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
That was a
awesome.
bummer. I went out there to see it, but it was weather delayed.
I was like at Space Center in Houston waiting for it to launch when it actually did, and then whenever
Yeah.
they called the 10-minute hold, I like gave up and went home.
Yeah, and you're like,
then they
"Oh,
launched
bummer."
like 40 minutes later, you know.
Right,
so.
right. That
But
was a disappointment.
what do you think about it?
I think that's fantastic to go back to the old Saturn rocket days of going up to the moon to explore, and yeah, I think that brings us back to the future, if you will. Yeah.
Whenever you look out at humanity like 200 years from now, do you think we're still only on the Earth, or do you think we have people living like on the moon and Mars and other
Well,
places?
they're talking about maybe doing some like launch site from the moon to beam out to Mars and things like that, but there's no real way for humans to live comfortably on the moon's surface without advancements in technology to provide an oxygenated environment and whatnot. So,
But I'd be like living in a submarine, kind of, in a way.
in a way, with life support, it's a limited time. It's a limited time, and so there's no way to generate oxygen from a non-atmospheric source. There's solar energy up there in abundance, obviously.
Yeah.
Without atmosphere, there's solar energy, but I'm not sure how they would, get oxygen up there for human life to continue to live, unless there's a lot of plant material, maybe, and that would exchange the oxygen for the carbon dioxide that people produce.
They
Maybe.
had that experiment Biosphere 2 in Arizona
Yeah.
in the late 1980s where like 8 people were enclosed in like a self-contained
Okay,
environment
yeah.
for 2 years.
For 2 years, and that worked.
They had to pump oxygen in.
Right. They have to pump out. It seems like it would add a lot of waste, to the place, and it would make it easier to launch to get to Mars. But even on Mars, it's the same situation.
Yeah.
So
Very, very thin atmosphere. At least
yeah.
the days only
But the
like,
moon, exploration is really fun. I mean, we all look at it at nighttime. We all look at a few telescopes in awe of this celestial being that's right there. So it is cool to explore it. Whether there's unlocked secrets still to be had.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
Sources of, if there's sources of water or whatever might be trapped on the surface, there's potential for ice. Ice could contain, hydrogen and oxygen inside of it. So that could provide some level of support for people if there's some technology that allows that process of water to be broken apart with less energy than is provided by breaking the bonds of dihydrogen oxide, to make oxygen and water at the same time, from hydrogen gas they could use to fuel the rockets.
Yeah.
So there's a solar company out of Santa Barbara, California that's developed solar panels that use sunlight. Basically, they use sunlight through panels to break apart water to create hydrogen.
Oh, like directly?
And
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, I've invested in the company, and it's
And then
it's
use a fuel
phenomenal.
cell to
Yeah.
put it back together
They
to make
basically
electricity.
because all the hydrogen vehicles you see, like all this mass hydrogen, is all from carbon sources. Comes fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, they drive hydrogen, and then you get a clean source of energy, which is hydrogen, but it's from fossil fuel.
I see.
So I invested in a company, solar tech. And they
Is that what it's called? Solar tech?
no, it's not called that. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's out of Santa Barbara. Anyways,
I have
they
to
make,
look at it.
They make solar panels. They've invented panels that split apart water
Wow.
and make hydrogen out of it.
And then use that for like hydrogen vehicles.
Well, for any source
For
you want.
anything.
Yeah. So they have a widespread solar array that's being used right now for the test bed for it.
That's
I
pretty neat.
can't exactly remember the name of the company, but you'll be able to research it.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Solar, hydrogen, Santa Barbara. That
Yeah,
should
it's in
get,
Santa Barbara, California.
should get me there.
Yeah. Anyways.
Would you take a trip to space if you could?
I mean, just a round trip, yeah, that'd be fun.
Like to orbit,
A
to the
round trip,
moon?
orbit, moon, yeah, I would do that. And I'm sure you'd do the same.
I don't know. Sometimes I like worry about,
The problems of
getting there
Space Shuttle Challenger, things like that.
that kind of ways, like Columbia. Yeah.
But the rocket
Apollo
launches
1.
seem to be, they never have problems with the Saturn system going up.
I know, and even like
Rockets,
Apollo 12 was hit by lightning and
Oh,
so.
and it survived.
Yeah.
But I mean, we get a beautiful view of the Earth, per se, and a unique perspective.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, I really appreciate
Well,
your time.
thanks. Yeah, that's
Thank you
fun
so
talking
much.
to you. Okay, bye.